awesome as I wanna be. Awesome as I wanna be. Awesome as I wanna be.
Hello, everypony. Critical Thought here. I wanted to, basically share a story of mine here. This isn't going to be any kind of big production. This isn't going to be, like, edited or anything. It's just going to be, it's going to be minimally edited to, just provide my story in the most basic format. And I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I have no notes or anything for this. But I wanted to share my story here since it's approaching Valentine's Day. I figured it's going to be relevant pretty soon. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I am doing a special ICC for Valentine's Day. And that is already uploaded to my channel, and it will release on Valentine's Day. But beyond that, since it's almost Valentine's Day, I wanted to cover this story that happened to me a while ago that I think people need to know about because I care about this fandom and I don't want this fandom to get swindled. So basically, let's start this out, and I don't have any concrete evidence to put up on screen for you, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Which I know it sucks. It sucks when I don't have any proof of anything that happened. But this happened to me before I met Fate, who is my current girlfriend, who's living in Oklahoma. So this happened before I met Fate. This was probably about probably near the end of 2013, beginning of 2014 that this happened. And now this isn't meant to really just attack the company, because I think what they're doing is good. I just think that they need to improve the way they do it. So I'm getting off topic. So before I met Fate, back in late 2013, early 2014, because I met Fate in April of 2014, so it had to be before then. I was feeling pretty lonely at the time. I wanted, I wanted a girlfriend that I could go and hang out with and do stuff with and be intimate with and all that stuff. But it was hard for me because, because the only option that I really thought of was dating sites. Because I'm not a kind of person who's gonna go out to a bar and hit on some chicks at the bar. I'm not like that. I don't think I was even old enough to do that at that point. So, I wasn't that kind of person who would, go out on the town and try to pick up a chick and bring her back to my place. I'm not that kind of person, okay? I don't do that. So dating sites were my really only option. But all the dating sites I went to, and I signed up for a few, they were either really expensive, and or the majority of people on there were old men and young women. And, if you are an older woman or a young guy, forget it. You're not finding anybody on these sites, because it's always the older men looking for younger women. And that's the way it is across the board pretty much with every dating site that I had went to. Is, you got guys in their 40s and 50s talking to, women in their 20s and 30s. And, so I didn't really stand a chance. I was in my early 20s, and I didn't stand a chance on those sites. So I was feeling pretty bummed. But then I found this site. I don't know where I found it advertised, but I found its advertisement, and I went to it. And it was called BronyMate. And as you guys know from the title of this video, well, what this is all about. So I found BronyMate, and I was ecstatic, because this was a dating site specifically for bronies. And I knew that, the people here would be around my age. There's not going to be some overtly old people here, trying to compete and get hooked up with, the younger women. This is all people around my age. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this. So I signed up for BronyMate. You can sign up for free. You can initially sign up for free. and everything was fine. I was finding not a lot of girls, but I was finding some girls in my area that I thought were cute, and I, sent them messages and stuff. But when some of them replied back, like a day or two later, I tried to go read the emails or the messages, and I couldn't. It wouldn't let me. I had to actually pay to read the messages. So I'm like, well, you know what? Since this is, a more applicable dating site, and I might be able to actually find somebody here, I'm willing to fork over a little bit of cash to do that. So, but at the time I didn't have enough to actually like pay for a full, memberships. I forget how much they were, but they were like, I could look them up right now. I'm actually on the homepage for the site now, but I'm too lazy to look them up. But I didn't have enough at the time to afford like a full membership to the site. What I did have though was I had enough, I believe it was like $1.64, something like that, for a trial period of 3 days where you could have full access to the site for 3 days. So I'm like, well, that's not bad. 3 days for like $1.50, that's not bad. So I paid for that, and I responded to some of the girls. We got talking and stuff, and we didn't actually get far enough into the conversation ever to really like meet up or do anything, or start really talking, beyond, hey, how are you, how you doing. So we didn't really get that far, but so I used up my trial period, right? I once my trial period was up, I lost access to the site. That's understandable. But I'm thinking, well, you know what? It's only $1.64. Let me buy another, 3-day trial. So I did that, and after that was up, I bought another 3-day trial for like $1.64. So I'm like, okay, I can keep paying $1.64 to use this site, when I feel like. It's not a big deal. And that's when, at the end of the month, I got my bank statement in, and my bank statement was telling me I was like over negative $100. And I'm like, how did that happen? Like, how? I didn't buy anything. How come my bank statement is now like I'm in the negative like $120? How did that happen? Well, turns out that and they don't mention this anywhere on their site, when you buy a 3-day trial from BronyMate, what will happen is you'll get access to the site for 3 days for $1.64. That's fine. But after that trial period is over, you lose access to the site, but then they start charging you for a full membership. And there's no limit to the number of times you can do this. So what I did is I ended up buying, with 3 trial periods, I ended up buying 3 full memberships to the site that didn't actually give me access to the site. When my trial period was up, that was it. I lost access to the site, but they kept charging me as if I had continued access to use the site. So I was being charged 3 full memberships for a site I couldn't even use. So I was livid. I had to actually go to the bank, and because I tried contacting BronyMate, and this is another thing. If you go to their contact us thing, it's entirely broken. You can't contact the owners of the site. So I had to end up going to the bank to cancel my bank account just to get them to stop charging me, because I couldn't stop it. I mean, I had no access to the site. Every time I tried to go on and log onto my profile and delete my account and stuff, that didn't do anything. I just stayed on the free account that I had, and they just kept charging me without giving me features. And what shocks me is that, doing this once, okay, then that's a glitch in their system. They allowed me to do this 3 times. So they were charging me 3 times for my one account. And, so I ended up having to cancel my bank account and open up a new one just because they wouldn't stop charging me, and I couldn't get in contact with them to sort it out. And I know that BronyMate has good intentions, and I know that with when I joined, it was still kind of a small kind of site, and they didn't have a lot of members on there. So who knows? Maybe they've improved their security at this point, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. And this is a warning to any brony who's looking for a special Some Pony this Valentine's Day. Do not pay for BronyMate unless you can afford it. And like I said, I like what BronyMate's doing. I think it's fantastic. And since I left my account I left it be inactive, or inactive, I should say. I just kind of left it there. I've gotten when I last logged in here a few minutes ago, I had almost 100 messages from really cute girls. And so, you can find somebody here. It's just that their payment system is just all out of whack. It doesn't work. And, so only sign up and pay for BronyMate if you can afford it. And when you do, know that you're probably going to have to cancel your bank account when you're done with it, because it'll keep charging you. It will keep charging you for that account. Even if you say, I don't want to pay anymore, it'll keep charging you. It'll keep charging your account. So just be wary of that, and make sure you're all financially set on that front, is so you don't get swindled like I did by buying trial periods. Don't buy the trial periods. Even if you have intent of upgrading to a full account later, I still wouldn't do the trial period, because who knows? I mean, they still may charge you for their time after the trial period on top of the upgrade membership that you buy, so you may be charged twice. So to BronyMate, please, for the love of God, fix your freaking payment system. It is broken as all hell. I've never used an online service with payment options this broken. Never. Even on some of the shady backdoor online stores that I've used in the past, even they have had better payment systems integrated than BronyMate does. So just be wary. This is all I wanted to say to you guys, is be wary of BronyMate. Don't give them too much of your money, because they lack the capacity to cancel your payments if you so desire. They just lack the capability to do that. So anyways, that's really all I had to say. So thank you, everypony, so much for listening. And happy Heartswarming, or not Heartwarming, it's Hearts and Hooves Day. That's right. Happy Hearts and Hooves Day to every pony out there. And as always, never stop thinking critically.